All right, so we're on episode 7 here. We're going to talk about the Ravens' easiest schedule, Patriots' hardest schedule, T.Y. Hilton wanting to retire in Indianapolis, Blake Snell doesn't want to play in the MLB due to COVID-19, and then they're going to end the episode with Jordan versus LeBron and their comparisons and who's better.
Okay.
All right, so based on what I've been seeing throughout the week, they did a list of the NFL's hardest and easiest schedules in the upcoming season, and I took away the Ravens are predicted to have the easiest schedule, and then the Patriots are predicted to have the hardest schedule, which because they lost Tom Brady, so they're basically saying that they're going to suck ass. And then the Ravens are going to probably be, if they have the easiest schedule, they got the easiest way into the playoffs and probably all the way down to the Super Bowl because they were pretty close last year. And what do you guys think?
That's what we were just talking about. We're trying to figure out like the criteria. Like, are they going off the skill? But since you put it like that, I definitely agree that the Ravens have the easiest schedule, because you seen how good they was last year, and they're only getting better with the draft picks that they had and everything like that. So I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I was checking out the Ravens schedule, and they don't have any. Their hardest game is the Chiefs. Everybody else is basically trash. The second hardest game I would say would be the Patriots, and we know how the Patriots might turn out this year. So I don't see any real challenge there either. So I would definitely agree with the Ravens having the easiest schedule this season.
Okay. So Ravens, what do you guys think the record will be? I think they're going to go for a 13-3 record for the season. What do you guys think?
That's exactly what I was going to say, 13-3.
I would say 12-4.
Yeah, I would say along those lines. Like they're definitely going to dominate for sure, I think.
Yeah, they're going to be beasts.
I don't see them starting off the season strong, but towards the end of the season, once they start gaining momentum, they don't have any strength of schedule towards the end of the season. They might make it to the playoffs this year.
Nah, they will.
Yeah, I could definitely see them in the playoff picture. Now, the only thing that stopped them last year was the Titans, and I feel like they're going to be the ones that are going to be their major roadblock again. Is the Titans are going to be the biggest problem for them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Titans got a squad now. So Titans got a squad. They only picked up better players in the draft. So
and the off season, they definitely a team to watch out for this season.
So, what do you guys think of the Patriots so far? Like, all they got left is pretty much Edelman. So,
yeah,
I don't see them doing too well.
Well, I think it's all based off of who they pick up. Because, Cam Newton's still on the board. I feel like if Cam come there and he could do something pretty good with them. I personally think the Falcons got the hardest schedule. Because in and out the season, the Falcons played the Buccaneers, then the Chiefs, and then the Buccaneers again. So I feel like, and they play the Saints twice a year too. They play Carolina twice a year. They're playing the Cowboys, the Eagles. They're playing some pretty hard teams, and then to close it out with possibly two of the best teams next season, which people projecting. I think the Falcons got the hardest season this season.
Yeah, they're definitely up there for the hardest schedule with the back-to-back potential playoff teams.
Yeah,
depending on any injuries.
Not this season that I know of, but they do have them ranked number 27th on the out of the hardest this season. So
with the Patriots, if you're going off of the skill of the Patriots, then I could see them having the hardest schedule. Especially as of right now, Cam Newton is still on the board, but as of right now, I believe they're going to be having Brian Hoyer starting at the QB position.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah,
he's not a bad quarterback. He's not a bad quarterback, and he has experience. He has an arm. He can stay confident in the pocket. He's not going to rush out. Cam Newton, honestly, recently he hasn't really. I haven't seen much from him as being like a legend quarterback. He started off that way, but in the last couple seasons, he's been on the downfall. I wouldn't be shocked if they were to keep Brian Hoyer at that starting position, even if they picked up Cam. It would definitely be a fight for that starting position.
You know,
I feel
based
like
on watching,
Brian Hoyer has a better fit with the how the offense has been ran for the last few years.
Yeah.
I believe Brian Hoyer is a better fit to run that kind of offense.
For Belichick offense, I get what you're saying. That makes sense.
Yeah, because I mean Hoyer towards the end when he was with the Niners, he actually wasn't doing bad. His problem is he slings the ball too much.
He's definitely
he don't go for his dump offs. When he wants to throw it away, he goes deep and throws it in the coverage.
Yeah, and that caused him to have many interceptions over his career. So, but being under this kind of leadership, they've had the best quarterback in the NFL for some time now. So clearly, their offensive coaches they know what they're doing. So, hopefully he'll learn some patience. He has a good line in front of him, so he'll have more time and opportunities to take those shots with more accuracy.
Yeah, he definitely has probably the best coach to be under in the conditions that he's in. Seeming that he doesn't really have his mentor anymore to really correct him on anything, so it's all on him now until they possibly may pick up Cam. My prediction for Cam is the Jaguars, though.
You think so?
He fits in that offense.
Jaguars, he'll definitely fit in the Jaguars offense. I would like him better on Jaguars than on the Patriots.
I would too. But
yeah, it's a mobile offense. They already got Minshew as the starter for right now, but they don't want him starting because he's a rookie.
Yeah. I'd like him on the Jaguar. That would be a good little spot for him. And he's a Florida boy too, so that'd be good.
Yeah, the only problem with Cam though is I think he's asking for big money.
Well, I feel like he will take a step back from the money. The one thing Cam doesn't want is being on the bench though. So
yeah, and that's one thing that he might run into depending on what team he goes to.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's that going on. And then I'm going to touch on the MLB a little bit. So, T.Y. Hilton wanting to retire with the Colts. He said that a few days ago, that he doesn't want to go to another team or be traded. What do you guys think?
I think as a player in sports, whether it's football, basketball, hockey, whatever it is, you go where you're gonna have that best opportunity to shine. Because in the end, that means more money. The Colts right now, I feel like there's definitely he's a great wide receiver, so there's definitely a better fit for him in other places. He's definitely over his career, if opportunities present himself, he should definitely take those opportunities. Sticking with the same team, you see it a lot in the for example, in the NBA. Before players start switching teams for those rings, you had people like Kevin Durant want to stay on the same team, and he wasn't getting any rings, wasn't getting no championships. It's definitely you always definitely want to follow those opportunities.
Yeah, I think him trying to stick around with Indianapolis he's basically announcing his retirement without retiring.
Yeah, it sounds like he's saying.
Yeah, I could see that.
Sounds like he's saying he got a season left. I think if he want to retire a Colt and that's what makes him happy, that's what he should do. That's my only argument.
Who's over there right now? What's the quarterback? I can't remember.
What's that man's name? But didn't they just pick somebody up?
Yeah, I think they drafted.
No, they got Phillip Rivers.
Oh, there we go. See, I think that's another reason why T.Y. wants to stay there. He's got an experienced quarterback again.
Yeah, that'd be good for him. For real.
Yeah, I think he's saying. I think the Colts are in the picture for the playoff run because I was like, I couldn't think of it at first. I was like, who just went over there? And I'm like, Phillip Rivers. So I think they got Phillip for 2 years?
Yeah, they did for 2 years.
See, that's the kind of deal that Cam's gonna have to fall for. Is he's only gonna get a 1 or 2 year deal. No one wants especially coming off that injury
Yeah,
with
exactly.
his leg. Yeah, no one's gonna be like, oh yeah, let's drop you a 4 or 5 year contract. No, like he's already done a major contract and it didn't really go well for him.
I
You
know
gotta
Phillip
kill for
Rivers.
that year.
Phillip Rivers, he's an okay quarterback. He throws too many interceptions though.
Okay.
He's an okay quarterback. So
Wow.
I don't see him being that thing that the coach needs to get them into the playoffs. It's definitely going to be he's not going to be a quarterback that runs that offense. It's definitely going to be a team effort. It's going to have to be in place because Phillip Rivers, I think last season he was almost equal with the number of touchdowns and interceptions he had. So
Yeah, no. Phillip Rivers, I would say his best run was like 5 years ago when he was really, really putting it. He was really a challenge for the AFC. He was really a problem. That team was solid. I mean, now the Chargers still got Keenan Allen. I think they lost Gordon though, didn't they?
yeah,
Yeah, they're like the Patriots right now. Their only weapon they got
Right now.
like as a veteran is Keenan Allen, and then they picked up Herbert, which I think he's going to be a lot better than some of the quarterbacks that got drafted.
Herbert, the one from Oregon, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they made the right decision with that one for sure.
yeah, that one right there. I think Herbert's going to be something if he can handle the NFL pressure. You know,
Yeah,
some guys they get to the NFL and they just crumble.
exactly. We'll see.
All right, and then so MLB's been bringing up that they're gonna try and do an 82 game season and try to have it start, I believe, in July.
Mm-hmm.
But some players like Blake Snell, Bryce Harper, big names are like, no, I don't want to pay. I don't want to play because the MLB said, oh, we're cutting your salary in half this year.
yeah. I definitely agree with
1,000%.
with that decision because Blake Snell for if you're gonna play right, if you look at the NBA for example, when they started passing the coronavirus around to each other, different teams. On top of that, they're gonna cut their salary short, and it's more risk to play. I feel like it definitely should be opposite. If you're gonna have them playing during the coronavirus, where they have more risk of contracting that virus, giving it to their family, things like that, then they definitely need to pay them more, not cut their salary. So I definitely agree with Blake Snell, and I wouldn't be surprised if more people in NBA have that same mindset, that same opinion. You gotta take care of your MLB. Yeah, you gotta take care of your players. So
Yeah,
it's
Not to
not worth
mention
it.
the NBA. The NBA is also trying to get their at least postseason going, but they don't even know. They haven't even started practicing yet.
yeah. I seen them talking about that. But at least the NBA commissioner is actually like being realistic about it. It seems like the MLB just trying to like throw it to the wall, see if it stick. You know what I mean? And yeah, if you go put your players at risk, you should definitely be paying them more. They have an incentive to play. Saying you're gonna pay them less, that's not a good incentive. I wouldn't play if I was them.
Yeah, and their only like guarantee was, oh, West Coast teams will play West Coast teams, East Coast teams will play East Coast teams. So there's not gonna be like there's not gonna be any crossover travel, I guess, for their season.
Yeah, that's just I wouldn't do it personally.
I would honestly, I would if it ends up being like the season just totally gets scrapped, then there might not be a baseball season this year.
I mean,
not to mention the NBA might not even have a playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with the NBA starting back up because they actually having good ideas. You know what I mean? They actually like really having a conversation. But I feel like even as much as I would hate it, even if the NFL didn't have a season because things was getting worse, I'd agree with it because it hasn't started yet. You know what I mean? The NBA just shut down right in the middle. So, of course, we want to see it finish out. You know what I mean? But the MLB or the NFL haven't started yet. So, if they do have to scrap it, then, I mean, if that's what you got to do to keep the players safe, then that's what you got to do. You know what I mean?
There's
Another thing is
definitely things you can do to mitigate people contracting the virus. You look around the world like soccer's still kicking, still going on. You just got to put certain things in place. Put certain things in place so that your players won't be at risk. Even if you gotta not have games. Basically, I like to call it skeleton games where it's just the players and no fans, and just broadcast.
Yeah, they already announced that. Yeah, they already announced that MLB would be doing that 82-game season with no fans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. That's why they're trying to cut the pay, because you get most of the pay from the fans.
Yeah, they got to cut the pay due to the fact that they're not making any revenue off ticket sales.
Yeah, I get it. Well, I mean, even still, I'm not going to risk my life for less money. I understand where he's coming from. And the rest of the MLB players that agree with him. I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's like they're cutting it in half because it's a 163-game season. So, and then they got to break it all the way down to an 82 game.
Yeah.
So they're doing it on a business aspect, and the players are like, hey, this is business. Like, I ain't going to play if I ain't going to get half my money.
Yeah, facts.
I mean, and at the same time, the way these sports contracts are written up, you don't play, you don't get paid. So it all go down to
that's another thing too. This guy's not going to hold out, because then he's going to realize not only am I not getting half my pay, but the only way I get paid is if I'm playing a certain amount of games, if I make the postseason, if I win the World Series. There's all these bonuses in their contract.
Yeah.
So like it's almost like, hey, you don't play, you don't get your money. So that guy's going to end up playing. I would say at the end of the day, he might hold out for a little bit. Then he's gonna be like, "Yo, I need my paycheck.
Exactly.
I might as well go play." And not to mention, postseason rolls around and all those bonuses start showing up. And then you made a huge announcement saying you're not gonna play, and then MLB's gonna be like, "Nah, man, you said you ain't gonna play. You ain't gonna play."
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's another problem he's gonna run into. Let's say his team starts doing really well, and he's like, "Oh shit, let me hop on."
I think whenever he wants to play, they're definitely gonna play. He's Tampa Bay's ace. They're not gonna they're gonna be at a disadvantage. Letting him sit out. So
yeah, we need that fool.
If anything, they'll probably try to work something out with him. And then let's see. We got the biggest topic that everyone wants to talk about that has the social media going crazy. LeBron
The one we've been waiting for.
versus Jordan. And people are going back and forth like Jordan had the better legacy. LeBron just had all-stars his whole career. It's like a back and forth battle between people, like who's better. People are like, oh, it all counts because MJ's got rings and he actually led a team. LeBron just wanted to recruit players. Me personally, I think LeBron is an all-around better athlete than Michael Jordan.
Absolutely.
Agree.
The hype came back in when after this documentary miniseries of the Last Dance came around. People kind of got, people saw what Jordan was doing. And then the hype came back up. Now everybody wants to start comparing LeBron and Jordan again.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a comparison. I don't think there's a comparison.
They don't even play position.
LeBron overall, LeBron is the better player. I believe LeBron is the greatest player of all time.
Yeah, in the current era, and if let's say you throw him into the 90s with in the late 80s with MJ and all them, I think that he would honestly, he's a physical player. And back then they were even more physical, and that's actually LeBron's style of play. LeBron actually came up in the physical part of the NBA, and then it turned into ball handling, and that's when Steph Curry's coming out, and Klay Thompson,
Kyrie Irving,
Chris Paul, and all them, and Kyrie Irving, like all these ball handlers started breaking loose and showing people that, hey, it's all about a 3-pointer now. And then that's when LeBron's game changed up.
Exactly.
And he was able to adjust.
He adapted to the game. He adapted to two different type of games, two different type of styles. Jordan only had to play one type of game his whole career. You know what I mean? Which was push my way as hard as possible to the rim. You know what I mean?
And not to mention, MJ did have a jumper. He did have a three. So, yeah. He was a solid player, but I feel as if you put them on the court, both of them in their primes, one-on-one, and had them guard each other throughout a game, that LeBron would be the better player, because you could just tell based on appearance that like LeBron is physically stronger and faster.
The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't. His stats.
Now the only thing these two don't match on each other is when MJ went to the finals, he won.
And that wasn't even.
LeBron has gone to the finals.
That wasn't
even
all the time. LeBron has lost in playoffs. LeBron's been beaten.
You mean Jordan?
Jordan, yeah. Jordan's been beaten. LeBron's been beaten. It's just a game. That's the NBA. You can't compare Jordan's finals to LeBron's finals because they played two completely different opponents. They played two completely different opponents. If you look at the teams that Jordan was sweeping, like, can you really honestly look at the teams he's sweeping and see a real challenge in those teams? Put up those teams against the Warriors, against the Miami Heat in 13 and 14, and guess what? They're sweeping them as well.
Exactly. They need to stop it.
Yeah.
This was always my argument, right? So everybody's argument is that Jordan got 6 rings, right? But when Jordan had 3 rings, the first time he retired, they built a statue for him outside of the stadium. Everybody said he was the GOAT. Michael Jordan was the best player I ever seen. He only had 3 rings. He didn't have more than Kareem, right? But they still said he was the GOAT without mentioning the rings. But that's because they said Jordan was the best basketball player I've ever seen in my entire life. Well, without talking about rings or nothing, LeBron is the best basketball player I've ever seen in my entire life. It doesn't get better than that. You know what I mean? He can guard every position on the court. He can shoot threes. He can shoot jumpers. Only thing Jordan did was a few fancy layups. Like, stop it. You know what I mean? He is not... I'm not saying... Like, Jordan is one of the best players of all time. But to say that he is on LeBron level is just... You're just biased. You feel me?
Yeah. And it's been proven that LeBron's thing is he's got to be surrounded, and it's hard to get that guy surrounded when he's so much money. You know what I mean?
He's worth a lot.
Yeah, he's worth so much money, so it's been hard for teams. That's why he ended up in LA, because I'm sorry, but Cleveland, they can't afford his ass anymore. He got lucky with the team that he had in Cleveland when he was going back and forth with the Warriors for a few years. And the Warriors, that team couldn't handle that style of play. Only LeBron could. LeBron was really the one that was playing. He was blocking 3 different players as one person. And that's why the Warriors won. It's because he didn't really he had J.R. Smith totally fuck up and lose the whole final. That 1 year.
Why'd you bring that up?
That's it. Because that one was by far, like, it went to prove that, like, LeBron was like the saving grace. And then when he lost Kyrie, it got even worse. And then Kyrie's doing his own thing. And then once Kyrie started that trend, then everyone hopped onto that
for
shit.
Real.
And then KD was like, I'm going to the Warriors. And then you got people like Russell Westbrook now. All of a sudden, he's like, yeah, fuck the Thunder. I'm going to the Rockets. And he still can't get a ring.
They're not getting rings.
Basketball is not an individual sport. You can't do it by yourself. So LeBron can put up triple doubles every game, but if his team isn't there for that assist, they're not gonna win games.
Exactly.
You look at all these playoff appearances and final appearances that LeBron's been to, where he was the main one that was moving the ball around. And there's only one player I've seen who you can probably honestly say, what was the deciding factor on his team, and that was Kobe Bryant. There was a few games where he made more than half of the points on that team.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of games where they still lost, even when he's put up half the points on the team. It's a team sport.
And that's a question I always ask people. How come when LeBron win the finals, it's Ray Allen saved him, or Kyrie saved him, or Bosh got the final block, he saved him. But as soon as LeBron loses, they like, LeBron couldn't get his team out the finals. You know what I mean? So when he wins,
moral of the story,
when he loses, it's all LeBron. It's all on his shoulders, right? Like, come on, stop it. Basketball has always been a team sport. Even Jordan said on Last Dance, he wouldn't have won half of his titles without Scottie Pippen. Like, we all knew that. You can't do it by yourself. No one can. You know what I mean? It's a team sport.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a team sport. And it's like, okay, so the final answer that we want to put out there for the people. So who we going with, LeBron or Michael Jordan?
In my opinion, LeBron.
Easy answer, LeBron. Easy answer. The numbers don't lie. The stats don't lie. If you do your research and look at the statistics, the numbers don't lie.
I can give you some numbers right now.
Let's hear it.
And all-time scoring, Jordan is number 5. We already knew that, right? He's not in the top 40 in rebounds, blocks, three-pointers, or assists. Not even on the top 40 list. He's number 3 in steals and number 6 in field goals. LeBron is number 15 in three-pointers. He's number 3 in points of all time. He's number 8 in assists, number 13 in steals, and number 5 in field goals. The only thing he's not top 40 in is rebounds. So LeBron is top in everything except rebounds. Jordan isn't top in rebounds, blocks, threes, and assists. But he's the GOAT though, right? See what I mean?
So I see where people are coming from. So people that grew up being able to watch Jordan play, because to be honest, we didn't really get to see Jordan. So at the time, Jordan paved the way for a lot of people. People looked at Jordan and were like, if people looked at Jordan, like the current players like LeBron and all them, they looked at Jordan and they can't sit there and lie and be like, I didn't watch tape on Jordan. Like, how can I be better than him? And that's what happened, is these players watched him and were like, hey, I got to be better than him to be a legendary player.
The only reason he was that entertaining in his time is how many elite players did Jordan actually go up against? You look at basketball in that time, how many elite players were in the NBA versus how many elite players are in the NBA today? How much more challenging is it to win a basketball game today than it was back when Michael Jordan was playing? Exactly. It was a hell of a lot easier during his time. You can watch highlights and he's just playing with those. He's playing with those boys.
It's like a man it's like a grown man playing high school basketball, bro. That's what it looks like.
He was playing with them. If you put somebody like Giannis or like Green, somebody with defense in front of Michael Jordan during that time, he would not be playing with him like that. He would have to actually buckle down and get his game together if he wants to win that game.
Right.
It's a lot harder today. And even with the strength of the NBA today, LeBron is still at the top in the NBA. LeBron is still getting triple doubles every game. He's getting older and he's getting better every
He's getting better, yo. No other player has ever done that, ever.
And this is the most challenging the NBA has ever been. And LeBron can still make leaderboards, can still break records during this time.
Hey, and before the NBA before they shut down the NBA, LeBron was up for his 4th MVP of the league at 35 years old. Come on, man. Like, stop it, bro. Nobody else doing that.
Yep. All right, y'all. LeBron is the man, and he's always going to be the man, in my opinion. It's clear that, like, I'm going to put this out to the world that LeBron is clearly the better all-around player, and this pretty much wraps up today's episode. So, hey, thank you guys for joining today.
For having me.
This will be up in a few minutes. Yeah, no problem, guys. Hey, we'll have another episode here soon.
For sure.
All right, man.